LeBron James is the most polarizing athlete in the world. People either love the king or they loathe him. There really aren't many feelings in the middle of it all. So with that said, we wanted to go over some pros and cons of LeBron's illustrious career. But before we jump into the pros and cons of LeBron's career, please remember to hit the like and subscribe buttons and make sure to tell your friends and family about the journey we are about to embark on. Now let's dive in a bit deeper. Pro: he lifts up a whole team. In basketball, many great players succeeded as parts of great teams. However, unlike Jordan, LeBron led an arguably average Cleveland Cavaliers to win the NBA championship in 2016. In each ensuing season with them, until he left to go to the LA Lakers in 2018, LeBron's leadership in getting the Cavs to the finals was also something to marvel at. While the Cavs ended up losing the finals we speak of, it was only because LeBron faced an insurmountable attack from a stout Golden State Warriors team with far more individual quality than Cleveland. In Cleveland, LeBron proved that he could be a true leader, making everyone else around him bring their best game forward. Con: Jordan comparisons. This one is fairly easy to explain. Pundits, fans, and everyone in between place the highest value on one thing and one thing only: championships. Jordan not only had 6 rings, but 0 loses in the finals. Pro: always the biggest, strongest, and most versatile on the court. You can't talk about LeBron without a good amount of Michael Jordan comparison, especially since something Jordan is the GOAT. LeBron is an offensive player that can dominate games like few others, but LeBron also has the edge over Jordan and countless other NBA stars in terms of defense. It's simple: he's bigger, taller, stronger, and longer than others. This makes him able to defend all 5 positions on the floor, from point guards to power forwards. LeBron also leads his team to defend as a unit, making it that much more effective. If they had ever played each other, LeBron could have likely come out on top in terms of defense on Jordan. Con: teaming up with superstars. This is a tough one, because this wouldn't have been so bad if they didn't make such a spectacle in creating the Big Three in Miami. Plus, it seems creating super teams are encouraged now, even if it means still hating on the pioneer that is LeBron of the super team. But even with that said, this is a con because of some of the points we are about to highlight. By forcing a super team, LeBron gave the perception that he couldn't handle being the man for the Cavaliers. So he left to join 2 other superstars, Dwayne Wade and Chris Bosh. This allows the media and his critics to light him up with blame since he isn't the guy. Also, LeBron looked to have simply shut down in every 4th quarter of the 2011 NBA Finals versus the Dallas Mavericks. It seemed as if the pressure of carrying his team to victory was simply too overwhelming for him. So instead of lightening the scoring onus on Dwayne Wade, LeBron wasn't too useful, which exacerbated the notion that he needs other stars to win. And this is a good segue to head right into another con of LeBron. Con: the decision. Yep, you knew this was coming. So where shall we begin? Let's start with his attitude toward Cleveland. Since his first game on the court to his very last, before he went to Miami, the people of Cleveland and the fans of the Cavaliers put everything into this man's hands. The mistake by the lake loved him, they rooted for him, and they treated him like the second coming of Jesus. So how does he tell him he's leaving? On a self-indulgent and ridiculous 1-hour special on ESPN. The king took his talents to South Beach while simultaneously shoving a jagged knife into the back of the city of Cleveland on live television. Though his decision dented his legacy, he truly was completely free to sign with any team he wanted. The one saving grace to the decision was that he put children in the background and donated all proceeds to the Boys and Girls Club as an admirable gesture. Throwing kids behind him for charity will not silence his critics, especially considering that it was done in Greenwich, Connecticut, a place that clearly doesn't need the money. Pro: team player. LeBron, for all the hate he gets for wanting to create his own team and not winning every single final series he is in, I think he's made it to 10 now, is a team player. You see a lot of players across the league who would walk from coast to coast to play with LeBron. Why? Again, for all the hate he gets, he's a great facilitator and passer. There is a false narrative that superstars, or GOATs, need to be ruthless and in-your-face killers a la Jordan and Kobe, but LeBron does it silently. Silent but deadly. Unlike other legends like Jordan or Kobe, LeBron has no problem letting go of the ball and passing it to a teammate, almost to a fault. But then again, his ability to read the game and involve his team when needed makes him that much harder to play against, rather than an individual who keeps the ball all the time. Providing teammates with key assists are a big part of LeBron's game, whereas Jordan and Kobe were always seen as the more selfish players. Con: finals sweep twice. To be fair to the king, the fact that he's made the finals a enough times to get swept twice actually says more about his dominance of the NBA than it does about his failings as a player. I mean, the man carried his teams to 10 finals. This year was James's 10th, seriously, his 10th finals appearance. There have been 9 final sweeps since the NBA formed 68 years ago. LeBron's 2 sweeps were 2006 to 2007 San Antonio Spurs versus Cleveland Cavaliers, 2017 to 18 Golden State Warriors versus Cleveland Cavaliers. In the 2007 finals, LeBron's Cavs team was almost laughably terrible. If you think 2017's version of the Cavs was bad, remember that in 2007, LeBron didn't have anyone as good as Kevin Love as a number 2 scoring option, relying instead on Drew Gooden to hit shots. Pro, 3-1 finals comeback. LeBron James will forever be remembered as the ultimate warrior for this one. LeBron delivered one of his most astounding all-around performances ever in a finals. And the Cleveland Cavaliers completed the greatest comeback in NBA Finals history, dethroning and knocking down the defending champion Golden State Warriors in Game 7, 93-89, to capture the Cavaliers' first league title. The Cavaliers were the first club to rally from a 3-1 deficit to win the best-of-7 NBA Finals series, giving Cleveland its first major sports champion since the 1964 NFL Browns and ending the longest such title drought for any American city. The King was almighty. He scored 27 points, grabbed 11 rebounds, and passed off 11 assists, only the third triple-double in a final 7th game, which made him the clear man to take the NBA Finals Most Valuable Player award for the 3rd time in his career at that time. He not only delivered Cleveland what he set out to do and delivered on his promise, but he made a humble pie out of a Warriors team that won a record 73 regular season games and forced them to reach out to KD to overthrow the King the following season. Check out some of these videos.